for game number 2, the second Erangel. Plane is up here at game number 2 for PCS3 Asia. This is day number 3. At the end of this day, we're halfway through the event. Now this plane, you know, actually, I think back to that last one, G-Clef, that plane path kind of blowed, and then this one is much better, but the circle went completely as far away from that plane path basically as it could for game number 1.
Yeah, pushed a lot of early rotations near that shooting range. Let's see how quickly 4 a.m. approaches this new circle that pops into that second match of Erangel tonight. As OG and Entus always grabbing that Pochinki and challenged by no one. It was oftentimes fought by a lot of other regional teams, even back in PGC, in that Pochinki.
Yeah, it's been part of the reason, I think, in a way, that they've had some success here in Asia throughout the year. The Charity Showdown was their worst showing of all the PCSs. They've qualified for all of them, which in and of itself is a very, very tough accomplishment to have, especially coming out of Korea or China. Any of the teams that have done it, Infantry and Tianba, the other two, and 4AM. That's so, not Tianba. Tianba has not done it, excuse me. 4AM and Infantry. So for all of them, the teams that can do that, it's really, really hard and really impressive that they're able to. And this circle...
Oh, baby.
Wow.
We've got it.
It's not 100% one way or the other. That's the scary part.
Very likely.
Very likely Sosnovka. But there's enough of the north part in this that this could get weird. It might even be like a 50-50 at phase 3, where it's half and half, and that's where things get really exciting.
So, of course, a delicious circle for Infantry right there near the gas station. They would be already having a party near that gas station with that 1-1-1-1 split. All they have to do is find the right 2-2 split near the gas station. I think that will be good enough. Will be another big challenge for Genji that just won the chicken dinner, because this is totally away from them.
Yeah, Tianba's already on top of Everest watching what is going on before they even start looting. They're interested in what Genji is doing first and foremost here, G-Clef. They're really keen on making sure that they have complete lockdown on all of Genji's movements.
So Genji might actually try some build play if they can find any build from North Shore. It is not so easy. Yeah, some replay from last game that we had.
I mean, you're going to see some nasty stuff here from PO. Some good grenades from Anonyx, and a PO are going to find Silky, and that's going to force Alfaka away. He gets taken down in that exchange, and here's PO defending his fallen comrade and doing a fantastic job of it, being that point man for Genji. When this guy is on, there is few better in the world. I mean, look at the spray control on this barrel. It is pinpoint.
And also, you're hearing those footsteps. Making sure you have the right aim at the right spot.
Look at that. He had to adjust on that shot. He didn't have the right angle right away when he ADS'd. He's just so good. Oh, is Genji back? Well,
I think it's a little early, yes.
A little early there. Let's hold the horses back just a little bit.
We can type BA, but not all the way into CK. So let's see how well they will actually do. Tianba this time, because of that, so basically Sosnovka circle, I don't think Tianba is going to challenge into Genji. They will have to lose a lot of time in the rotation.
Well, it's hard no matter what either side of George for Sosnovka rotations. I mean, you see this all the time with Genji, where they'll eat a ton of blue coming into late circles, coming into Sosnovka circles, and then get like a 5th or 6th place and maybe like 3 or 4 kills, and they're like, well, that's about the best we can hope for. Literally, it's so hard.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they can't really. Sometimes they don't even go towards that island. No boating, just with the car vehicle, just go all the way towards Yasnaya, and then maybe into farm side, because they do like to go towards the eastern side when there is a hard shift like this away from them. As Tianba still keeping, except for Lynchon near the ruins, most of the squad near that western coast, just in case Genji comes through that big bridge, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon.
You can get a quick look at PO's equipment and settings that he uses. 400 DPI, 0.85 vertical sense. So that's on the lower end of what I see most players play at. Usually it's around 1. Not like crazy people like Star-Lord who plays at like 2 or 3. So,
yeah.
Or there was one player somebody told me changes their sensitivity like every 3 games or something, and I absolutely was just blown away that that was true.
Yeah, there's some settings, but code time. Oh, and 4 a.m. Was also putting in code right there, or having map up. That's usually what happens.
Forever had his map up there and was trying to get it coded. But
oh, Ming Ming!
Again. Forever's going to go down early for 4 a.m. That's a huge loss for them.
Big losses. Forever had some highlight reel last week, and also the good shooting main from 4 a.m. keeping the rest of the squad alive. But New Happy's got a pretty good trap set up there, so 1 kill. I think they're okay with that.
Yeah, I think MCG and VLG are both over here by Milta wanting to get across this bridge, but with New Happy there, with those shots ringing out with Forever going down, they're going to maybe have to rethink this, but VLG is like, no, we can do this. We got this. We have a good idea of where they are. We think we can get around this by going underneath on this hill.
Yeah, there are some spots, but when you come up, that it's going to be the dangerous timing, and at the same time, the MCG is actually shooting on top of New Happy, so they might be okay.
Yeah, it looks like New Happy just got a little too distracted there, and it's good timing by VLG.
But they're about to face 4 a.m. I don't think they have a good idea where they are 100%. Ooh, Spear might have popped tires.
Yeah, I don't think Spear's going to be able to get across. You're right.
This is the dangerous part.
Yeah, it's going to send them veering off, and right away, they instantly turn and go more towards the center of the island.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad choice for VLG, although Spear might just be lost anywhere on the map right now.
He might try to get underneath the bridge and swim it out, and just sometimes, every once in a while, it's really hard to do in PUBG esports. It's obviously kind of easy to do in pubs, but in PUBG esports, every once in a while you're able to get away with something like this just because the other teams kind of get distracted and lose track of you, and then they don't think it's kind of worth following up on it.
Especially when you don't have this many teams towards the beach side of the island, which I think it's okay. And Entus, yeah, just like what they do usually, grabbing that left side of that bridge. Not really going across yet, because they do like to take chances and see, just in case it pops north, back onto the main island. I don't think they want to cross yet.
Yeah, this is interesting to see from Entus that they're doing, I don't want to say, usually they're pretty quick across the bridge, but they're hedging their bets here. There's enough of the northern part that still has land inside of the circle that normally I see them just dive right across this bridge from Pochinki, but there was infantry in the way as well, and we've seen infantry set up bridge camps along this particular bridge and in this particular situation.
And Tiamba, so far, week 2 mission against Genji is not really having the best signs, although they might be catching a few more because they did not shoot into an Onyx.
They might be waiting.
Backup members for Loki and PO might actually get some shot from the rest of the squad from Tiamba.
Meanwhile, Sun Sisters out in a boat in the blue, just sitting out there. He's dead. It's just too easy of an angle there for M200.
M200 is crazy.
He's so good. Now it's Ming's turn to get a go. He tried to pull it down to get the tires there when he missed the shots onto Loki initially. I don't think he was able to fully take down a tire. Probably got a little bit of damage into him. Relaying that information to Luren, trying to do the same. Not able to fully stop Loki.
Still 1 kill. I think it's good enough for Tiamba, but always setting up trap against their biggest enemy near the Jorgo pole. Yeah, Genji losing a member is painful after grabbing that chicken dinner. Has to be a little bit of a downfall, because Aqua 5 is always the best meant to have the backup. Without him, usually they don't push as far.
It's harder for them, no doubt about it. You're absolutely right. And I think for Genji, at the end of the day, though, if this does shift to Sosnovka Island like we kind of expect it to, you weren't really planning on going out with another chicken dinner.
Oh my god!
Oh my word. Okay, so Entus gambles correctly here. Now they have the ability to hang out if they want, but I expect them to dive for the center of this circle because it is a hard shift on phase 3, and phase 2. And Entus loves to shift on hard shifts.
This is insane. And the northern part of the circle.
Poor Spear just got to the beach, by the way. He swam all the way down there, and now they're looking at this like, you have got to be kidding me.
Exactly. And OPGG, who we did not talk about too much, did have a chicken dinner opportunity last week, but because of their late 2-2 split, and because they were late into gathering into the 4 men, they actually lost that big chance. against MCG. This time they have gathered up a lot better rotational work during the scrims. I've seen a lot more four-man gathering up earlier into the game, so they should be feeling a little bit better, especially with the new circle just popping.
Uh-oh, XDD finds a fantastic angle here onto the trailing member of Infantry as they try to get across the bridge as quickly as they can.
Yes.
Now, the real question is, Zhao Yang's the one who takes the damage. Are they going to set up a camp and try to make Pero pay?
Exactly. They can still go towards that gas station, as they did see a lot of the members from Entus actually leaving from those compounds. So Pero might be caught with the next circle.
Woo! Loki!
Oh, Loki!
Loki's gonna find a
Loki's
double!
back!
He is angry. They want to get revenge for Aqua 5, and they are sick and tired of Tianba doing the dirty to them early on in these games, messing with their rotations. It's going to be the finish from PO. Mings is done and dusted. The rest of Tianba was in a 2-2 split, nowhere near this. Good pickup here for Genji.
Yeah, too much information. Side talk from G Clef here. Exactly 1 year and 3 days since Genji Loki took 3 of Navi's members down alone by himself in that Miramar game.
That was fantastic finish.
That was fantastic, but ever since, we weren't able to see Loki.
And that was such a huge moment because for Loki and Genji, that got them out of playing in the semifinals directly to the finals.
They were almost out of the tournament.
Huge moment.
Unless that happens.
I mean, Loki, time and time again, comes up in the biggest moments. One of the most exciting players in the world. For whatever reason, he's just got that tiger blood inside of him that when all the pressure is on, he plays insanely well. Now, Sun Sister was messing around with boats for a long time on the western edge of all of this, biding their time. Now they're seeing if they can get away with it, cutting right down the river, but OPGG has completely surrounded the new mini pier that is up here. Look there, oh my god, what in the world happened to Silky? Was he...
OPGG, they had a lot of boats.
How is he out there?
They had a lot of boats, but sent 2 men first, and then just 1 man. I think they were shut down.
What is Silky doing? I am so confused. We didn't get to see what happened on screen, so we have no idea why Silky's hanging out in the middle of the water there. Surely something went awry. Now, OPGG is already set up inside of this mini pier, and can the Sun Sisters pop them out of it?
And AU's got a pretty good angle. Dumbo from the side cliff, so they have a lot more information. Sun Sisters, I don't think they know 100% where Dumbo is at too. So should be good enough, but AU actually just got a...
There was a trade. There was a trade there between OPGG and Sun Sister. Now Silky's trying to swim in. I don't know if Sun Sister even saw Silky in the water.
I don't think so.
I think he hit himself well enough by swimming down that he's able to get... This is so funny. This is amazing. I mean, how many players are we going to see swim today? This isn't the Olympics, guys. We're not in a swimming competition. All right, Buyo trying to make up for the mistakes from last round. He's getting a lot of help from Loxlock. Taking down BLG. 1, 2, 3. K7 with a fantastic camp.
Yep, still Spear getting some knocks back as these two teams are just going to take a lot of damage from this bridge. Still yet to see all the damage. There's OPGG taking care of some more. Sun Sisters, as 4 AM is going to challenge them directly, so they better get the cleanup, pick it up. That's a big knock drop from the vehicle. That's gotta hurt.
No, poor Deva.
Your knees are gone.
Oh, excuse me, Zenon. Poor Zenon. Deva's the one who did that work, but yeah, your knees are just
exactly.
Like they're
would know all
There's
about
no
it.
more skin. Oh, okay, thanks.
I love you, by the way.
I know, it's okay. That's actually really nice. Well played. I cannot be mad about that. But I think Deva, does he have enough time to get this first aid off just in time? He gets it with like 1 health, but there is no way. They're backing off. I thought they saw him there for a second, but Loxloff backs off. Savior's going to be the one to do the job here. Savior does go down to the blue, but it is phase 3, so they have just enough time to get this res. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
someone else is shooting at it. Oh, no.
Trying to get that point. Can't really get that. Oh, actually,
why is Kendas over here? What is Sun Sister doing? They rotated all the way over here. They sent 2 into mini pier.
Oh, gotta be careful.
And now they're going to try to cut across G-Clef. This is a wild game.
They might actually stay in the water for some more time, because they know OPGG is right there in those compounds, and 4 AM moving out into the center. And they spot Pero using those boats.
There's so much going on. It's so hard to keep track of everything. You're right. That's a great call out right now. Pero's out in the middle of the river, right in front of this kind of Sun Sister desperation attempt to get back across. The problem for Sun Sisters, there's not a lot of spots to come up on the side of these rocks. Not only just in terms of climbing up those rocks, just physically being able to do that, but also there are teams up there already with Dumbo still hanging out on the side, Entus up in front. This is so tough for both Pero and Sun Sister.
Pero's just going to chill. Just going to chill as no one's actually too actively looking into the water from the cliffside, except for Dumbo. So I think they're okay. Most of the teams actually challenging into those pretty easy spots away. This is near the Potato Mountains, guys.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
yes.
in the blue, Seas is snaking and he takes Juanita out. That's a tilter, no doubt about it, but it is going to be 2-tap in time. But this blue is going to change over to 4, and I don't think Juanita will be resable, so Griffin is going to have to move on. But Detonation Gaming White are sinking into this. They are biting down on top of Griffin potentially as they look to try to start a fight. Meanwhile, that's going to send Pio out up to the hill to see if he can get involved, and Infantry's on top of Pero.
Exactly, you would expect this shift away from the waters. Towards Gen G, they're still into that near the sushi houses. As Griffin, I think they have to take care of GZW right now, as they did hear the vehicles coming from Gen G.
Yeah, I think for a lot of these teams, there's a lot of space that's open in this that no one's really quite aware of because no one's been able to get the information. So you're going to have to make some risks, and Afrika Freaks do that. Meanwhile, the battle rages on between Griffin with Pio now rolling up, seeing if he can get a pick on the side of this battle. Infantry is making their way in from the lighthouse area over towards GEX and their original home. This is where Infantry likes to drop.
Exactly, but by rotation, pushed out just a little further as Tiamba's also way in. Charging in directly into Genji, and Pio might be regretting his position again. A little too far away from his teammates.
Does he have a vehicle? I'm okay with Pio doing these things if he has a vehicle, because then he's able to get in and out of these situations quickly, but now he's in trouble. Nine sees him. Luckily for him, he does get that tree to kind of cut off the vision from 9 just in time.
Does have some cover from his teammates, but not towards this side of the cliff, because it's way too above his rest of the squad. So he's going to be just snaking near the tree just in case the circle shifting away from those compounds, which is very likely. You're getting this early information as long as he doesn't fall. But that was certainly a very dangerous moment for Pio.
A 1950s Western movie-looking circle of the wagons for Afrika Freaks here. That's all they have to work with, because those shacks are just not good enough. They fall apart rather quickly. So I like the idea from the Freaks, but the funny thing is they're going to watch the replay after this and realize they could have gone a little bit deeper into this circle, but you're afraid to, because you don't have the information with how crazy this game has been. Meanwhile, Detonation Gaming White is finished off by Griffin. They weren't able to make this work. Now, MCG is pushing into them, seeing if they can kind of clean up from the damage that Detonation Gaming White has already done. Ooh, Dumbo not able to get any damage really down there.
Yeah, it would be a lot more aggressive if his teammates are around him, and Alphaka is actually coming in just in case, because they actually want to get more kill points in, and Long DD actually making a pretty quick rotation, so that's another fight that we should be looking at very soon. But Pio going in aggressive, knowing that MTG is going to push onto Griffin. Nice play.
And now he's already called in the vehicle to come pick him up after he gets his point. Usually Pio just pieces out, but he doesn't have a vehicle. This is really smart by Genji. Good adjustment.
Knowing exactly when the Uber is going to come in 3 minutes, just hitting that 7-11 right before tapping into that Uber. That's exactly the play you need in life.
You call that Uber ahead of time. Exactly. That way you don't have to wait. You can just walk right outside. It's cold outside. It's starting to get to be winter across the northern hemisphere.
Exactly.
So really, really nicely done here by Genji, and they're able to continue to work the very southeastern edge of the Pachinki Fields to perfection so far. Well, I'd say close to perfection. They've done pretty well with it, but there is infantry that's kind of lurking over on the western side.
Yes, that's one thing that Genji, they do know, because that rotation with the vehicles was pretty late. They heard the sounds, and that's one thing they have to look out for. Might actually not run to each other because of Tiemba right in the middle, and the circle shifting into the magic Entus again and again. Afrika Freaks, they're actually safe in those little semicircle vehicles.
They're safe until somebody comes from the north.
And they also cannot go into north because of Entus, and they have lack of information from that northern side.
Yeah, they have the vehicles completely barricaded on the southern side because there were 4 teams down there that they pretty much knew about, and they probably knew somebody was in Entus's position. They knew about OPGG, they knew about Pero at 4 a.m. They probably saw all of that from where they were coming from the east side, and then they assume somebody's down in Entus's position, set up a barricade.
Yeah, Those barricades are pretty good and okay, but in those dips, one dangerous thing, grenades. If they come in from the top, they have no space to escape. They just have to take the damage. Maybe with just one nade, full squad wipe.
All you can do is prone and hope for the best. That's all you can do. Just try to reduce that damage as much as you can. Now, there are still 2 members of Tianba still up in this one, G-Clef.
Yes.
They've been left kind of alone for a long time because everybody's fighting around the edges.
Yeah, of course. And when Tianba, when they have the full squad, they come from the side. But when they have only 2, they just go prone in the middle. Griffin still staying strong, even against MCG. This is actually crazy. MCG looked for an easy fight against Griffin, but they're actually going to take some damage away from them.
Yeah, Griffin, getting everything thrown at them, everything in the kitchen sink, and they're able to pick up some points off of it. I got to give Griffin a lot of credit. There were 3 teams that got involved with them in that fight up on the northern side. Yes, they do lose, but they pick up some kills along the way and survive for a lot longer than a lot of teams would. So you got to give them some credit. Genji on the move here. Loki and Pio out front trying to get underneath Tianba in front of this hill.
And still finding a pretty good spot with those vehicles as Genonix is actually looking for that lay circle, looking to get information where the rotation is going to be from. If the first, at 4 a.m., OPGG, they still have few members up.
Yeah, it's still 6 kills already for OPGG, so they've done a fantastic job working the coastline, but now they've bumped into 4 a.m. a 2v2 right now. Godby pretty hurt. Alfaka not doing too bad. Crazy at full health. AO trying to provide cover fire up and above. He's definitely suspecting that something's going on inside of that smoke, and that's a pretty decent grenade, but it just bounces a bit too far. He has an idea of where Godby is. Now they're going to get the knock. Now it's Alfaka. He's going to get knocked though from Crazy. AO knows he's down. He drops down. Isn't able to do it. Crazy takes him down.
Yeah, when you jump down, your aim is not as good enough. It just spreads all the way. And Godby was still right in that circle. It's knocked. I think Crazy is going to get easy reds. So still 2 men up for 4 a.m. Not too bad with that many kill points from that eastern side. But the main duel is actually coming from the top. Meanwhile, MCG actually got a kill into Genji.
Yeah, I mean, Genji now, the jig is up here. They kind of rotated a bit too far ahead of the other teams, and now they're going to have 2 teams at full or near full strength coming behind them. It doesn't help that Evil Lee has an AWM in his hands as well, so that level 3 gear is going to be fueling that fire. Now, OGN, this compound's still inside of the circle. My question going forward is going to be, how do they make this work? Because they're probably going to have to cross that road.
Yeah, first, as long as they take care of GEX from that left side from them, they should be good enough because that small hill can be sort of locked on the left side with the vehicles that they have. I'm pretty sure they still have the vehicles, knowing that they did not really make that big rotation. And Africa, they have their own world to their own, so that's good enough for Entus.
No one ever came from the north, so it ended up being okay, and they might be able to defend this pretty well. And now that Entus is likely to head a little more west away from Africa, Africa might be able to work this out for themselves, defending against 4 a.m. and if New Happy comes down against New Happy. Now, like you mentioned, GEX tried to head towards Entus. Entus swatted them away.
And this might be helping out Infantry at the end. They're about to challenge him. You see some nades being thrown, but no real big knocks. Ooh, that came close.
Maoye is shaking in his boots, but those grenades are a little bit off the mark, and now it's Sungjong coming up the back, and it's going to be Longsker who steals that knock. GEX trying everything to survive, but there is not a lot they can do with the combined forces of Infantry and OGN. Ooh. They're getting absolutely shredded.
Wow, they saw the kill feed and saw that there was a knock from Entus. If they go just a little further, Entus is going to shoot them down. And knowing that, they don't go too far. This is crazy. The understanding of the map right now for Infantry is absolutely insane.
Zhao Yang is such a smart play caller. We've seen it time and time again, and he is leading Infantry right into the right places so far. But now they have MCG to deal with over on the side, and there is, again, that AWM from Evil Lee. Now Entus has turned their attention exactly like you predicted. The nades are proving to be the thorn in the side for Africa Freaks. More coming out here from Kale and the other members. That one's on the money, gets another knock, and Dengche is down.
And Kale's gonna push it even further right near them. Hansia trying to get some damage from the side. He's actually away from the other side of the vehicle. Yeah, with that stun, I don't think he did see him. Now he does. The entire member of Entus, the squad is right next to him now.
Yeah, Indigo knows exactly where that is. And Kale gets him down early. It takes a little bit more damage from that. Kale trying to come up over the top. Kale leading the way, absolutely shredding through Afrika. EJ super hurt. There's fire in front of him in the smoke. He doesn't step into it, but the grenade's good enough. Great push by Entus. They win a 3v4, but that dip proves to be the death.
Oh yes, they stayed there way too long. And trusting into Entus saying, okay, you've got us covered, right? Not actually. We can only cover you so much. And the next circle, Entus, again, the magic happens, the rest of the squad away from them, luckily. Infantry, though, if they can actually, they do have the pushing power, and all they have to look for is from Tiamba, but Tiamba did get a kill into GEX, so Longsker and the rest of the crew, they do know that Tiamba's somewhere around in the middle, not exactly where.
Yeah, Tiamba's so patient, so good. Linshun is the play caller as well, so him and M200 navigating better than Genji, even though Genji got revenge on them for the early kill. They kind of traded a little bit, but it's going to be Tiamba who's able to weather the storm a little bit longer. Now, Yao and New Happy, 3 kills here for Ming Ming. We haven't got to see him, but it's not too surprising to see him be the one with 3 kills already.
Depending on how well New Happy is going to be doing against Entus, they also have a big chance of the chicken dinner. Tiamba still trying to get the... Oh, Ifty stealing that point away from them. I mean, they basically know 100% now.
The second or third kill, I think, that I've seen Infantry steal in the very recent history. Now, they are going to have to throw some smokes down to try to get up towards Tiamba, because that's where the edge of the circle is. They have to just fight Tiamba right now and just bop them out of this position to, you know, propel themselves to a further safe, you know, situation.
Yanli actually sort of being a teammate with Tiamba, challenging into Infantry. That could be problematic.
I think 9 got a little... Oh my god, somebody does it. It's actually Yan Li indeed. And all of a sudden, Infantry looked like they were going to have to fight, but Yan Li throws everything into disarray. How did that happen? Out of nowhere, it looked like Infantry was doing okay. They had 4 up, and Yan Li kicks things off, and that starts the boulder rolling down the hill as the avalanche falls on top of them.
And now New Happy is challenging onto them. They can't find Entus now. They want at least 2nd place or better, with more points. That's going to be Tiamba 3rd place with 2 men left alive.
Yan Li is playing out of his mind this tournament. He has been fantastic for that team. He's so good right now for GEX. Now New Happy pushes in. Gao gets Linshun. Tiamba out. It is New Happy versus Entus. It could be a 3v3. There is a knock. They're going for the res onto Ming Ming. They need him so desperately for this battle.
1 man knocked. And depending on that timing, Entus knowing that knock, they're challenging into that left side. That might just be enough as Kale has to stay alive in the other side of the hill, as it's a very dangerous hill to climb for him too.
I think Indigo can just wait down here at the bottom. This is so smart by Entus. They basically got the exit routes covered that New Happy has to take to get into the next circle. The left side and the right side of this hill are basically the only ways you could really go, particularly if you don't have vehicles. If you had a vehicle, you could make an attempt to go down the middle, but I don't think they do. But there is a Groza here for Ming Ming, and that could prove to be devastating. Let's see how this battle unfolds.
Yeah, for Entus, it's about KO because New Happy, they got a very widespread angle, and they can only shoot into KO right now. Indigo, if he pushes onto this hill, they basically have the chicken dinner. As New Happy, they have to come into it. That's some nade damage. Good push timing.
Yeah, they know that they've got something going up there. Kale's relaying some information on what he's seeing. The throwables are starting to be used up for OGN, though. They gotta make Gao get out of here. Gao with some good fire onto Sungjong. Sungjong backs off quickly, comes up and over. He's gonna finish the job. Entus steps up here, and it's gonna finish off one of New Happy. Kale taking some damage, though. Lightnon stepping up. No one's looking at him. No one's looking at him. Somehow, some way, Entus gets it done. They are going to find another chicken dinner here at PCS3 Asia.
And Entus coming strong in Erangel again. Picking up another chicken dinner is certainly a big boost for them in terms of points. So far to Korean chicken dinner. It's been a battle about China and Korea, mostly PCS Asia here. And Entus, the magic happens away